Hi guys, I'm David Campos and welcome to my blog. Today we're going to go into the third part of multiple income streams in the music business. This has been quite a long series, and I know maybe for those who are interested in just making music, this can get a little bit boring and tedious, but you know, a lot of guys are getting a lot of information out of this, because it's one thing to make music, it's another thing to know what to do once you make the music. How do you make money out of it? And today I'm going to go into the third part of multiple income streams of the music business. I might have to actually make a fourth part, because a couple of guys just reminded me about a couple of extra income streams that you can make money from that I actually forgot to add in my list. So enjoy this, guys. I hope you learn a lot from it, and I hope it helps you in your music career. So the multiple income streams of music. The next area, and this is mainly for artists and musicians, is live gigs. You can make money through live gigs. So that could be DIY gigs. Many artists will set up their own gigs where they hire their own venue, promote themselves, get advertising, get the word out there, and do their own gigs, and then charge for the door. There's corporate gigs. These are bookings. But the banking industry and the corporate industries, they always have these little seminars and conferences and stuff. There's always musicians performing in those areas. Another area that you can get work in is as a sound engineer, for example, because wherever there's live sound, there has to be a sound engineer. Someone who's mixing, someone who's doing the mic, someone who's doing the cables, someone who's doing all the sound. So there is work there, and there's potential business there. Another area, music festivals. This is very different to corporate, because with corporate you're dealing with suits and people in certain industries. With music festivals you're dealing with fans. Again, this starts to come down to your brand, how well you know, and if the festival is well suited to your style. So if it's a rock festival or a jazz festival or whatever. And musicians can get paid quite decent sets of money for getting booked for music festivals. Touring, a lot of bands tour, and touring helps to promote your product, helps to promote your brand and get out there and get known. And sometimes people tour almost at a cost price of whatever profit they make. It just goes right back into touring and to get known. Some people like Madonna or someone like that goes around the world and tours, or Shakira or someone, Coldplay or whatever. They make millions and millions of dollars, and usually what they do is they partner with promoters in different countries. They come and perform, and they have some kind of split or deal or a once-off fee that they charge to do that gig. Personal appearances. Now with the internet, and there's so many things happening these days, you know, artists are charging for all kinds of things. You know, I know of artists, I've heard of artists charging to come to your house and play the song in your lounge. And it sounds odd, but you know what? There are fans out there, for example, who will pay to have dinner with you. If you're famous enough and if you are loved enough, I mean, you can just imagine if you had a bidding war on having a McDonald's burger with Justin Bieber, how many millions of little 16-year-old or 15-year-old girls are going to go and bid on that lunch with Justin Bieber. I mean, it could potentially turn into thousands of dollars. And you'll be amazed how much money can be made through personal appearances and personal related services connected to your brand as an artist or even as a producer. I mean, you can imagine a Timbaland or Dr. Dre or will.i.am, if you wanted them to come and speak, for example, at your conference, then they would have to charge for that. You know, speaking engagements can also be pretty lucrative. The next income stream is digital, and this is the big one that's been killing CD sales. I personally owned a couple of record companies in my life now, and my last record company, we really started to see the effect of this. As our CD sales were going down, we were seeing digital sales going up, and digital is definitely the future. In a way, it's actually causing major crisis in the music business, because a lot of record companies that are not moving with the times are actually going bankrupt. I don't know if you know that EMI, for example, was bought by Terra Firma, I think 2 years ago. They borrowed hundreds of millions to buy them. They were virtually bankrupt. I think they owed $2 billion and it cost $1.5 billion to buy them. And apparently Terra Firma didn't pay the installments to the Bank of America for the money they borrowed to buy EMI. And then now Bank of America have just repossessed EMI and sold it to someone else for a fraction of that price. So a lot of these big record companies are actually going bankrupt right now. And it's the ones that didn't see the future, didn't see the tide, did not adjust their business models. I don't want to talk about the record business anymore, but as an artist and as a producer, you get a share of that dollar or $1.29 that iTunes charges for the download of that song. So a percentage of that $1.29 will go to the producer, a percentage will go to the composer, that would fall under mechanical, and a percentage will go to the artist, that would be the artist royalty. So that's another source of revenue. Music downloads, as I was just saying. App downloads, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, T-Pain has an app download. It's very clever usage and leverage of the brain to make downloads. There are many, many music production app downloads that you can get these days. Little apps that do small things for you, or some of them make funny sounds, some of them are just for fun. There's one that's an ear training app, trains your ear to hear frequencies. Another one that trains you to learn chords. As a producer now, there's other, and as a sound engineer, there's app downloads is always an option. Twitter's another way to make money. I mean, for example, Chris Brown, I can't remember what the brand is, but I know a lot of artists, if they tweet about certain products, they get paid like $50,000 for every tweet about the product. And surprisingly, you'd be amazed, they make some money out of this. You know, when you got 20 million people following you on Twitter and you make a tweet about Pepsi, trust me, you watch those artists and see what they are tweeting about. You will see there are brands being mentioned. And I promise you, they will not be mentioning a brand without some money changing hands somewhere, somehow. AdSense. These are other monetization methods for internet. For example, you do find a lot of artist websites have AdSense. That's basically ads all around their blog or on their website. And people who visit fans or whatever occasionally click on an ad or something. There's some money that's been generated there and that goes to the artist. That's another income that can be created by digital for an artist or a producer or anyone who has a web presence, for example. YouTube's another way to monetize. I don't know if you've noticed, but these days there's ads now all over YouTube. For example, my brother is a film director. His channel is getting like millions of views. He has ads on his thing and he's getting income. I mean, he's getting quite a lot of money from the revenue from his YouTube channel, from people occasionally clicking on the ads. So if you're a musician or if you're a producer, whatever it is, you could monetize your YouTube channel and have ads on your YouTube channel. And if you build up enough of a following, people will click on your ads enough and you can make a bit of a revenue. The final area is merchandise. Merchandise is where you have a brand. For example, let's say we go back to Michael Jackson again. There are t-shirts you can buy with pictures of Michael Jackson, King of Pop, whatever. There are baseball caps. There are, numerous articles, mugs, notebooks, calendars, posters. These are all merchandise. Now, merchandising can be done in many ways. I mean, for an artist, it is a huge source of revenue. And you can do it two ways. One of the ways, you do it yourself. You go and print t-shirts, you print baseball caps. When you're touring, you sell your t-shirts and your baseball caps to your fans, and then you keep 80-90% of the money. The other way is you can go into partnership, where you find partners, and then you have merchandise partners that manufacture, distribute, and sell. And the third way, is licensing. Just like music licensing, you can get merchandise licensing, where you say, okay, well, we license you the right to print our brand or our product on your t-shirts, mugs, whatever, posters, but you give us a percentage of everything you make. It's similar to partnership. T-shirts, posters. As you can see, that's the final picture. I've just kind of done a broad overview of all the sections. There's a lot more to each subsection, how to succeed at it, and there's a lot of contracts. A lot of these things have contracts behind them. For example, a recording contract, your music producing contract, music publishing contract, your commissioned work, your licenses, your buyouts, even studio hire. Sometimes we can have a contract. Merchandising agreements need contracts. Digital downloads need contracts. Live performances, gigs, bookings need contracts. Endorsements need contracts. Then there's details about how those monies flow. But the bottom line of what I wanted to say about this is that I've seen too many musicians that look to one or two areas to try and make money. And that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is you need to have all of these streams as much as possible dripping money to you. And at the end of the day, you'll have times in your life where publishing will be bigger than this, and publishing might be bigger, and then CD sales will be bigger, and then studio session will work for a different time, studio hire, digital will get big, and then endorsements will come. So you'll have different times, different months, different years where different streams will be bigger. But the bottom line is you want to have as many streams as possible. You need to leverage your music in as many ways as possible to make the most amount of money, because all these little bits of money add up. And if you do it right, you can become super, super wealthy. I am one of the most wealthy guys in my region, in my area, I'm honestly, guys, I'm like living by the coast. I'm like semi-retired. I do whatever I like. I enjoy myself, and that's because I have leveraged the little bit of music that I've done through all these areas. I just want to encourage you guys to go and look at these different things. Look at what you're doing and see where can you improve. How can you go to that next level? What can you do to add on other revenue streams to make more money from your music? So the point is, go and organize these streams. Go and do what you can. Start small, build it up, and slowly but surely add them on one by one till eventually you reach a point where you'll be making, I hope, as much money as possible. There we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. By the way, if you're not subscribed to my blog, why don't you go to ecomputerrecordingsoftware.com and subscribe, and then you'll get more free information. I got a free ebook that I'll send you, Music Production 101, and I'll keep sending free videos, every now and again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave comments on the bottom. I'd love to know what other income streams that you can think of that I've forgotten about or overlooked that could be added to this list. Or the second thing, if you have any questions, please just write them down underneath in the comments and I'll see if I can get around to answering them. Cool, guys. Keep well.
Love me, gear them. Don't let them go. Boom, skilly, boom. Falling a white, booyah.